Watazamaji, tunavuka kule bungeni ambapo gavana wa kaunti ya Kakamega Bwana Wycliffe Oparanya anafika mbele ya kamati ya seneti kuhusu fedha, ambapo anajibu maswali kuhusiana na matumizi ya fedha kati ya mwaka 2014 na mwaka 2015. Hebu nikupeleke kule moja kwa moja.
What I'll be doing is to check with the Auditor General whether those annexures have been reviewed by them. Senator Matangi, before you came in, we said that we are not going to admit any record that the Auditor General has not seen. And we've spent a lot of time in trying to come to that conclusion. So had you finished the third arm?
Chair, can I just have my voice on that? Chair, for the record, it should be clear to this meeting that the purposes why these documents are here is that we are able to look at them. Otherwise, the Auditor General has seen them in his offices. Otherwise, it would defeat every reason why they are brought to this meeting.
But do you have that annexure that you're referring to? Can you just show us the 9?
Okay.
I'll have to bring Senator Matangi up to speed on where we are, so that yes. You are making very valid arguments that we have gone through before.
Okay.
Because where we found ourselves is in a situation where some of these documents have not been seen by the Auditor General.
Okay.
And so it will be very difficult to admit them if the Auditor General has not seen them. But I'll quickly update you on that.
Yes.
So had you finished reading the third part? Okay, just start again, read it, and then we come back to it.
Chair, with your permission, can I just be on record of something on a small issue on that one?
Okay, I'll indulge you, Senator.
Yeah, please, Chair. Just for the record, yes. Then I acknowledge, Chair, if then the Auditor General has not seen the annexures as produced here, then the conclusion, Chair, would be automatically then that any response that alludes to be satisfied by an annexure that has neither been seen or verified by the Auditor General is invalid ab initio. I mean, it would be logical, Chair, then to either admit, listen, query, vex over a response which is supposed to be justified by an annexure which has not been verified. So unless we would go on record, Chair, and agree that then we are indulging in the exercise, then just to make conclusions ourselves after we look at the annexures, but then it's just an exercise of being on record.
You have Governor first.
Chair, I think senators come in late, and we had discussed these issues, and I think we were proceeding. You will have been patient to pick up as we continue, so that we know actually where we are.
Governor, with your legislative experience, you would have started, is Senator in order? That then would have been a valid point of order. So you are out of order. I will bring Senator up to speed. But Senator, basically, if you listen to what he said, is the same thing that we have said. That a document that has not been subjected to scrutiny by the Auditor General, this committee does not have the capacity to scrutinize and admit it. And I think he has just made it more descriptive than I did. So, Senator, that's where we are. Okay, that's the position.
Chair, I acknowledge. The only direction I was seeking from you, Chair, is then what is the consequence? What is the usefulness? What is the sum total of going through the record, reading, and then it is justified with an annexure that refers to this annexure, which has not been seen, which cannot be admitted, which is invalid in the process. What is the sum total? That's just the ruling I wanted to get from you.
Chair.
Just a minute, Deputy Governor, Senator Lekina.
Yes, if you may allow me, Auditor, we are going through this together, and not clear earlier on what documents you've seen and what you've not seen. Could you clarify whether, because when I'm reading the response from the management, it is saying by 30th September 2015, they had already been surrendered. And you are not clear which among of these documents have you not seen, because in your summary you've said it is as reported. So can you clarify what you've seen and what you've not seen, please?
Thank you, Chairman. When you look at the item number 8,
let's focus on number 9, which is the query in question.
Number 9, on accounts receivables. That paragraph has got impress. That paragraph has got issues of property and rates. And the entity, the management, was coming up with the issue on Roman 3 in their responses. Now, so arising from what has been responded, in our summary of what we have reported that the issue remains as reported, saying that the issue has not been addressed. It is true that annexures in terms of impress, annexures in terms of surrender vouchers, we verified them. But what about in terms of the property rates and the volume of the amount in question?
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Senator.
My question was very clear. Can you tell us what documents you've seen and what you've not seen? Because what your response is right now is that it is true you've seen some and you've not seen some. So, we want to be able to move on so that we can leave this back and forth. The governor is saying you've seen, you're saying you've not seen, then you say you've seen some, so that we can just be in the same page and, and also...
Okay, Deputy Governor, you had an interjection.
Chair,
yes,
would you, before he answers, because I just wanted to clarify with what Senator was saying. Chair, if you look at that response, because we need to be neat in the process anyway, and also we need to be firm on what ought to be and what cannot be. Chair, if you look at, for example, that response on item 1 there, on the interest totaling to 741 for 11, the management response is that interest totaling to that amount were outstanding as that date. However, by the time of closure of financial statements of that date, they had been surrendered. Now what would make such a response admissible is the annexures. It's a proof that because it was an outstanding query by then. So in the absence of such proof, then what's the point of even going through it?
Now, because we had not even listened to the governor's response, part 3. Had you finished part 3? No, you are not finished part 3. Because what we are going to do, we were going to test part 1 and ask the Auditor General, have you tested part 2 and part 3? And I think that ties all the concerns that members have raised. Unless the Deputy Governor had a suggestion that would make our lives easier.
Oh, the Chair, I had the same concern, that if we keep on saying this annexure is not there, this one is not there, we need to know which ones are there and which ones are not there, so that the auditors need to tell us which ones do we have and which ones don't we have. Because so Honorable Omatangi was saying if it's not there, if the annexures are not there, then we don't look at it. It is becoming a concern that we should be able to know which ones are there, and it's only the auditor that can tell us which ones they have looked at and which ones they have not looked at.
Thank you, Deputy Governor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want this session of the Public Accounts Committee to be one that talks about records and documents. It must talk about value for money. So we must distill through these documents the value for money that the people of Kakamega are getting as a result of the policies and projects that you have done. So I direct that read part 3, and then we shall come back, and where you have cited annexures, we shall either request for them, or if they are not there, we shall make a ruling.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Number 3, undisclosed receivables. The undisclosed amount of receivables totaling 1,704,512,515 relates to property rates and rent balances inherited from the defunct Municipal Council of Kakamega and had not been verified or confirmed by the transition authority. Disclosure will be dealt with in accordance with the recommendations of the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee.
Okay, thank you, Governor. So going back to the first issue of 751,411, and Governor, how much money did the county get in this particular financial year? No, a broad, no, I'm just asking a broad question. In 2014-2015, what was the revenue, total revenue?
Total revenue was about 500 million.
No, including from the national government.
Oh,
your total budget?
Oh, my total budget was about 20 billion.
9 billion.
The total budget was 12 billion.
12 billion in 2014, 2015.
Yeah, it was 9 billion for the year, and then there was a carry forward of 3
So
billion.
I want to be careful that 751,000 must be proportional to the total budget in terms of even the time we spend on it.
Yeah.
So Auditor General, you've indicated you have not been satisfied with that issue. Have you seen the surrender documents, and they are still not satisfactory?
For the surrender documents on Impress, we saw them. Thank you, Chairman.
And what was your position?